Hi students, how are you all of you? Yes students, you all are very warmly welcome in this online session on our YouTube channel. If you are new dear student, please subscribe our channel, and already I have uploaded the first part of this lesson number 3, religious synthesis, on our YouTube channel. And for your kind information, in first part we have finished up to here, and in the second part we can start from the in Karnataka. Are you ready? Do you remember what we have learned? See, in Karnataka, Mahatma Bashveshwar spread the Lingayat stream of thought. See, this Bashveshwara was there. Here you can see the picture. What he has done? He has spread the Lingayat stream of thoughts in Karnataka. He opposed the caste system and traced the dignity of labor. Even he was also opposite to the caste system and stressed the dignity of labor. Kavya of Kailas is his well-known saying, which means work is Kailas, work is worship. And what was his message, dear student? He was telling that work, whatever work we are doing, it is our worship, it is our praying. Yes, he encouraged women's participation in his movement. What he has encouraged? Those women were there in this. Before we didn't see the women were participated, but when the Mahatma Bashveshwar came, he has encouraged women to participate in the Bhakti movement. Men and women belonging to all castes began to participate in the religious discussions conducted in all Anubhav Mantapa. See, Mahatma Bashveshwar conveyed his teachings in the language of people, Kannada, through the medium of Vachana literature. Now here we can understand. See, this Bashveshwar, what he has done, he encouraged women to participate in the Bhakti movement. So men and women belonging to all the castes, they have begun to participate in the religious discussions conducted in hall Anubhav Mantapa. See, one hall was there, its name is Anubhav Mantapa. There the women and men, they have started their discussions. Mahatma Bashveshwar conveyed his teaching in language of the people, and which was the language of the people. In their language, Mahatma Bashveshwar, he has conveyed his teaching. For example, Kannada, through the medium of Vachana literature. One Vachana literature was there. By this he has done this very good work. His work had a great impact on society, and what work was doing for society, his work was very impact on the society. His followers have composed their work in Marathi also, and some of his followers, they have composed their work in Marathi language also. Of these compositions, see, of these compositions, of this composition Parmarhasya, composed by Manmahat Swami, is very well known. See, this Parmarhasya was composed by Manmahat Swami. It was also well known. Great sons in Karnataka include Pams Puranadasa and others. See, Pam Puranadasa was also there, one saint. They composed many devotional works in Kannada. And what they have done? They have composed many devotional works in Kannada. Yes. Now next we can go with Mahanubhav Panta. That is also very nice. We can understand this. Mahanubhav Panta. In 13th century, Chakradhar Swami founded the Mahanubhav Pant in Maharashtra. Where it was emerged, dear students? It was started from the Maharashtra. And who has found this? Chakradhar Swami. This sect preaches devotion to Krishna. Even these people, they were also the devotees of Krishna. They were also praying to Lord Krishna. Sri Govinda Prabhu was the Guru of Chakradhar Swami. Who was the Guru of Chakradhar Swami? Govinda Prabhu. The followers of Chakradhara include men and women belonging to all castes and creeds. See, the followers of Chakradhar Swami were the men and women from belonging to all caste and creeds. Yes, he supported equality. To what does he supported? To equality. Yes, he traveled to all parts of Maharashtra preaching in Marathi. What he has done? He has traveled all part of Maharashtra for saying his teachings. He preferred Marathi instead of Sanskrit. See, in Marathi language he has spreaded his teaching instead of Sanskrit. This led to the development of the Marathi language, and because of that the Marathi language got developed. Many works were composed in Marathi, and the work which he has done were composed in Marathi. Yes. Now we can go to the next. The sect mainly spread in Vidarbha and Marathwada region of Maharashtra. Riddhipur in Vidarbha is an important place for people of this sect. See, important places which we can understand it here. They have spread there in Vidarbha and Marathwada region. Vidarbha and Marathwada region of Maharashtra. Riddhipur and Vidarbha. In Vidarbha, it is an important place of people of this sect. This sect had reached up to faraway region like Punjab and Afghanistan, and it had spread where, dear student? Punjab and Afghanistan also. Now one thing they have given, do you know? Yes, I'll read it for you. I will explain it also. Some of the main compositions of the followers of the Manupo Pantha are the treatise Leela Charitra, compiled by Mahim Bhatt, describing the deeds of Chakradhar Swami; Dhavle of the first Marathi poetess Mahadamba; Starpats in Drishtbhat, compiled by Keshavdas; Vacharaman of Damodar Pandits. Yes. Shishupallavad of Bhaskar Bhatt Borikar and Rukmini Swayamvara of Narendra. These are they have given. See, some of the main compositions of the followers of the Manubhav Pantha are. Some of the compositions are given here. The treatise Leela Charitra, it was compiled by Mahim Bhatt. This Leela Charitra, it was compiled by Mahim Bhatt, describing the deeds of Chakradhar Swami. And what was described there? The deeds, the work of Chakradhar Swami. Dhavle of the first Marathi poetess Mahadamba, Starpat and Drishtantapad. Yes. See, Dhavle of the first Marathi poetess Mahadamba and Sutrapat and Drishtantapad. See, this Sutrapat and this Drishtantapad, it was compiled by Keshavdas. Yes. Vachavaran of Damodar Pandit, Shishupallavada of Bhaskar Bhatt Borikar and Rukmini Swayamvara of Narendra. It is they have given the compositions names. Now next is, do you know? A conversation between a Hindu and a Muslim written by Sant Eknath is important from the viewpoint of the religious harmony. See, the conversation, it was between Hindu and Muslim. It was written by Sant Eknath. It is important from the viewpoint of the religious harmony. This famous quote of Sant Sheikh Muhammad Avind त्यांचे हृदय गोविंद. See, these two lines also said. One line is about Muslim, one line is about Hindu. These two lines are combined. Means they have tried to make Hindu and Muslim together. Is an example of this religious harmony, and it is the example of this religious harmony, we can say it. Now the last one is remain Guru Nanak, that we can finish. Guru Nanak was the founder of Sikhism and the first Guru of Sikhs. See, this Guru Nanak, who was he? He was founder of Sikhism and he was the first Guru of Sikhs. His work has to be mentioned as a great attempt at religious synthesis, and his work, Guru Nanak's work, can give an attempt of religious synthesis. He visited the holy places of both Hindus and Muslims, and he has visited the places of Hindu and Muslim. He had also visited Makkah. See, Makkah is the holy place of Muslim. He realized that the feelings of devotion is common everywhere, and when he has visited these Hindu places and the Muslim places, he understood praying is God is common everywhere. He thought that all persons should be treated equally. What was he thinking? All the people, they should treat equally. There is no any different things. His teaching and aimed at achieving Hindu-Muslim unity, and he also was tried to do the Hindu-Muslim unity. He emphasized chaste behavior, and he was emphasizing the chaste behavior. Now see, many people were influenced by the teachings of Guru Nanak, and so many people, they were understanding and they were liking the teachings of Guru Nanak. The number of his followers increased day by day, and people, they were liking his teaching, so the followers, they were increasing day by day. The followers of Guru Nanak are known as the Sikhs. Shishyas mean disciples. The Adim Grantha, also known as the Guru Granth Sahib, is holy book of the Sikhs. Now see, the followers were increasing, and those they were followers, they were calling the Sikhs. Sikhs means Shishya. And see, the Adi Grantha, also known as the Guru Granth Sahiba, this is the holy book of Sikhs. The Adi Grantha includes the compositions by Guru Nanak, Sant Namdev, Sant Kabir and other sons. And this Adi Grantha, it is include the compositions of Guru Nanak. Guru Nanak compositions are also there. Sant Namdev's are also there, and Sant Kabir's compositions were also there. Guru Nanak was succeeded by 9 Guru of the Sikhs, and he has got the success as 9 Gurus of the Sikhs. Guru Govind Singh was the 10th Guru of the Sikhs. And see, this Guru Govind Singh, he was the 10th Guru of the Sikhs. And this before 9th they were succeed. Yes, he was the 10th Guru of the Sikhs. After Guru Govind Singh, Sikhs regard the Guru Granth Sahib as their Guru as per the orders of Guru Govind Singh. Now dear student, listen. After Guru Govind Singh, the Sikhs regard the Guru Granth Sahib as their Guru. After this, the Guru Granth Sahib, the holy book, they were considered as their Guru as per the orders of Guru Govind Singh, and it was the order of Guru Govind Singh. Now the last one is remain here, the Sufi sect, that is also very nice and important ones. See, the Sufi sect, this is a sect in Islam. Where it is, dear student? It is in the Islam. The Sufi saints believe that God is full of love, and the only way to reach him is through the love and devotion. In the Sufi sect, Islam, they used to say that, they used to believe that God is full of love, and how we can reach to God by the love and devotion. Their main teaching are love for all living beings. And what was their main teaching? That love for all living beings. Meditations and simple living, and we should meditate and we should have simple living. Yes or no? This was the thing. See, Khwaja Muinuddin, Christ, Sheikhs, Nizamuddin, Awliya were great Sufi saints. See, this Awliya, they were the great Sufi saints. The teaching of Sufi saints lead to unity in the Hindu and Muslim communities. See, dear student, what is the common of this all the teachings? These all the saints, they have tried to bring Hindu and Muslim together. Yes, Sufi music has made valuable contribution to Indian music. And dear student, when we are listening this Sufi music, it has made a valuable contribution to Indian music. The path of bhakti taught by the saints was easy to follow for the common people. And when we see the path of bhakti, the thought of the saints, this can be followed for the common people. The bhakti movement was open to all men and women, and this bhakti movement anyone can join. It was open for all. The sant expressed their thoughts in the languages of the people. And what they used to do, the language which was understood by the people, in that language they used to express themselves. The common people found them also to their heart, and common people, they used to follow this bhakti movement by their heart. The bhakti movement has contributed greatly to the making of the Indian culture, and because of this bhakti movement, there is the main contributions in the Indian culture. Understood, dear student? Here we have understood whole lesson. Yes, the link is given in the description box of the exercise. You can see it, you can understand it. Thank you.